You try to follow up on, like, this person promised you, like, what, we can give you a slot here and here. Because that's also like a Kenyan thing. If you're looking for a job, people will give you like a lot of empty promises.
That was the story of my life till today, okay? Like,
Till this day.
Till this day, okay? Since I got here. I
Yeah.
told you about that list that I had of all the people I was going to reach out to.
Oh yeah. Did you have?
Of
What was
course.
what kind of people were you planning to reach out to?
So some were people that I knew from Canada, from being there, or people who had moved back, or people that I saw were doing interesting work, things that I would be interested to
Okay.
to do, collaborate, or learn from, that they're doing here, and also I think, what other people were there? I just people that I wanted to pick their brains on something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I thought that this person would be a good person to talk to help me navigate. Because my whole approach wasn't necessarily who can I find to give me a job. It's like who can I learn from, basically. So that was my original approach.
Yeah.
So people that I can learn from. That was mainly what I wanted. Is like, I really like what you're doing. Can I learn? Just give me some advice, because I was very green, coming back to it. Because I was away for 16 years, and even when I was here, I never really stayed beyond the the vacation,
And
mode.
I'll tell you one thing that's for sure. I've seen like some people who've come from like just diaspora,
Yeah.
and they come in here, and like just how you've described it, like
Yeah.
first 2 months they're bright, super happy
Yeah.
and everything,
Yeah.
and even on social media you see them
Oh,
happy
yeah.
and everything, and then after just the way you say, like
Yeah.
after that grace period of
Yeah.
like 3 months, it's like kind of like a depression thing
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
because they're like, what?
Yeah.
I thought like this
Yeah.
was gonna be like,
Yeah,
for me doing this, it's gonna be reciprocated this
Yeah.
way and this way and this way.
yeah,
And I mean, I've seen like a lot of people like just
yeah,
shut down and can't
Yeah.
like just even like recover from that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate.
yeah. You're very right, because to be perfectly honest, I've gone through that. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of hit a dip because you have all these high expectations of the things that you want to do. You imagine your life is going to be a certain way,
Yep.
and it may eventually be the way that you imagine, but maybe you don't factor in how long it's going to take
Yeah.
and the amount of disappointments that you're going to
Oh,
go through before you actually
disappointments.
get
Oof.
that. Now, by the way, I'm not there. I'm still in the disappointment phase. Like, I'm just.
I'm Kenyan, and I have my room for disappointment is like this. Like that's what I was telling you. Like I don't even like get disappointed anymore. I was like, at least I was expecting that. Come
Yeah.
on. Like what you can do is like maybe surprise me. Like give me an offer, and then I'm like, what?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's surprising.
Because I was not expecting, like,
Yeah.
it's so bad that I don't even know how it feels like to
Yeah.
be being treated well at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
what do you want? Are you sure you just
Yeah. Yeah.
do you need
What's
a card?
your-
Do you
I
need a
know.
card for this? And
Do
then
you know?
somebody's like, no. By then I'm just
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
No, just tell me what you
Yeah.
want. Come on, like just
I'm telling you, like, you literally, you know what? I have to say, and thank you for this, by the way, John, because like
Yeah.
the professionalism, like when I got here and I was a little bit late, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
But you're already set up. Like, I literally
Yeah.
was expecting I'm on my way and you wouldn't be here. Like, that's where I've gotten to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and
Hey,
that's really
and your
bad.
refreshments on check, like what do you need? I asked you, do you want to go with chicken wings in the morning? Said like, yeah,
That's
that's
true.
just too early. Like, yo,
That's true.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that professionalism.
Yeah.
Is super, super important, because I come from a place like you're only gonna get like 2 chances.
Yeah.
Okay. If
Yeah.
you show up late the 3rd time,
yeah,
that's it. You're done. You're fired. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, they're very strict on things like that in Canada, at least.
Yeah.
And so, you kind of learn how to be. You are a person of your word.
programmed to like, if
Yeah.
you say this, you kind
do-
of like,
yeah, exactly, because there's a high level of accountability, especially in the professional space, like work and stuff, your career, and things that run on a clock. Like, even the train comes at a specific time. Like,
Yep.
so you have to be. Even the bus comes at a specific time. So you're conditioned. You become conditioned to be like super. You know what I
I
mean?
saw you talking about the your Uber experience. Speaking now, since you've mentioned transport, train of course definitely comes at a specific time.
That's true, by the way. Very
Yeah.
impressive about the SGR. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Like I was about to be left because I was like, maybe they'll be like 15 minutes late.
No.
They were not.
No. That's one of like the transport systems that we actually have. That's a bit like, just
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
schedule and
Yeah.
everything. But if we're talking about like matatu, public means,
Yeah.
and Uber,
Yeah.
how's your experience with Uber so far?
So even like, for example, this
You
morning.
posted a video about it, so I mean, let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Well, so I was saying, like, even for instance, this morning,
Yeah.
I call an Uber driver. The person who picks up is all the way in Langata, and I'm like on Gong Road, and I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, it would take you so long for you to come to get to me, and then take me to where I'm going. Like, you know what I mean? So I have to cancel that and then call somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a very because in Canada I never canceled cabs.
Yeah.
Never.
Rarely.
You never have to because they have the maps. They will follow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here it's just like it's like, okay, the person, you call the person. I mean, you book you book the cab, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Where are you?" I'm like, I put it there. Like I put it in the map. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And and then
Because I'm guessing, like, even if you're like, speaking of which, if you're new to the town,
I
you
don't
don't
know
really,
places.
you don't really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know places. Like I've had to spend like 15 minutes when I first came, before I learned how to be stern with this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like 15 minutes trying to direct the guy to where I was. And that time I'm looking at the same map that he has on his phone because I don't know where.
And trust me, if you open Google Maps, you'll get there.
Yeah, that's
You'll
it.
get there.
Exactly.
Because like, even at times for me when I'm using it, I'm always have like my Google Map
Even
on.
me.
And then I'm always
Yeah.
like, why are you going towards that way? And it shows,
shows
like
that
it's
you should go-
actually.
I know.
Yeah. And even at times I actually like direct them,
Yeah,
kind of.
me too.
Yeah. So that they know they don't play some
Yeah.
funny games
Yeah.
around. But
Yeah.
what I do nowadays is like, I just use my card directly.
Yeah. Me
Because
too.
if you're using like cash, at times somebody can do like the whole route and everything. But if you're using your card, does that estimate? Like, we're chilling. I'd be
Yeah.
like, you want to go round and round and round
I've done that, but they overcharge
Yeah.
me. But they
from your card?
But
Really?
yeah, so because they'll charge me after
Yeah.
the ride, right? So,
Yeah.
but Uber is really good because every time I've complained to them or send them a message, they refund me.
You get a refund.
or they give me a credit or something. So I don't have any complaints with that. I also did that with Taxify one time when I was going to take the SGR, and it took me. I think that guy took me all over the place, and then because I didn't even know where this SGR terminal was,
Yeah.
so the thing came to almost 2,000 shillings. Can you imagine?
Hell no. I'm not
Can you
paying
imagine?
2,000
so
shillings.
I was like, what? So I messaged Taxify.
Where were you going?
I was coming from Kileleshwa and I was going to the SGR terminal in Syokimau.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you had, how much was the ticket to go to? Did you book like the first class or the regular?
When I
tickets
was
for
going
to
booked-
Mombasa,
when I
right?
was going to Mombasa, I booked the regular.
Okay.
But then coming back, I did the first class.
Okay, because I mean, if you paid close to like
Exactly, it was more expensive
like
than the
around 3,000. Why? No, wait. And then when you got to Mombasa, did you take a cab to go to the hotel?
Yeah.
Did you pay like 800 or 1,000?
Yeah,
there?
somewhere there. So, because the guy was
Yeah.
like, let's get some other people and then we can reduce yours to.
But
like
you know, a
1,000.
flight would be like 4,000 going to Mombasa, right? If you book early.
Well, I didn't book early.
But I'm just saying, like, like you actually.
You can, eh?
Yeah, you can
Oh.
book early. But I'm
Oh.
just saying, you spend 4,000. All this hassle, you're tired,
I
crazy,
know, it's true. By the
frustrated and
way,
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your total comes to like four
Pretty
Gs.
much the same.
And I'm guessing like four Gs, 5, you can get a flight to Mombasa.
Yeah.
30 minutes, hassle free, not
Yeah.
tired, no jet lag.
Yeah.
Straight to the beach, cocktails and
But
everything.
you see, I was doing it because I wanted to experience the SGR.
Oh,
right?
well, you experienced
I
it.
did.
And
I-
everything that comes with it.
Let me tell you, travel light, okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
there with my camera, all my stuff, all the different bags. There are like 10 checkpoints where you have to
Yeah,
offload,
Yeah.
pick them up,
Yeah.
print your ticket. I don't know what, like it's too much. It's too
I
hectic.
actually still haven't used the SGR yet.
Really?
Not
Well,
yet.
if you do, I would suggest going the first class because
Yeah.
the regular one, I mean, I'm not throwing shade or anything, but
Yeah.
let's say you had a long day the way I had, and
Yeah,
like
you
by the
don't
time I
want
get
that.
there,
Yeah.
all the luggage situation stuff,
Yeah.
because there's no, like you'd have to put your luggage under the seats if the cabbies at the top are full
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And like me who did not know what I was going to experience, I had like a suitcase, I don't know what, all kinds of stuff, just disorganized.
Yeah.
And you have like you'll be seating like 2 people, like it's 4 people in like a section.
People that you don't know.
Yeah,
And you have like that.
Yeah. So even like trying to cross your legs and stretch them up, you're just like, and then the worst thing, there's no place to charge your phone. So just know, like I was like, I had to preserve my battery because I'm like, how am I gonna get an Uber when I get there? And it's at night. It's like, you know what I mean, to the hotel.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, no music, just look outside and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But it must have been like a really good experience.
It was. I appreciated it.
Because from your YouTube like thingy, I saw like it was in one of your bucket lists, and we'll get to that actually.
Yeah.
So another thing was just business. I saw you like writing down like something to do with business ideas in Kenya. I don't know whether we should touch on that like right now or wait till later. But
Okay.
since we are also on the topic of just the struggles and everything, do you think it really matters if you have like, from like what you've just seen, the climate and everything,
Yeah.
do you think it really matters if you have like papers or a degree in Kenya, from what you've just kind of like seen right now?
So a lot of times, okay.
And also the kind of job that you're looking for. Yeah, let's go with that as well.
Okay, so I think no matter where you are, if you're looking for a very sort of like a regulated job, you need the skills, like you need the papers, you know what I mean? Like, so if you're like a doctor or an engineer or an accountant, like for those types of professions, people want to see that you learn something, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so they would like, so I think for particular industries, it's important to have those. Now, there's a lot of other industries where you can self-teach, right?
Yeah, or sleep your way to the top.
Okay, well...
Hey, it works in Kenya. It seems to be working in Kenya.
You
You
know
haven't
what?
heard about it?
I've heard, because I was trying to get into the media industry.
I'm
here in
surprised you
Kenya.
haven't been called for an interview where, you know, you want to talk about, like, you know, I was told, like, you know, are you free after this? We can go for cocktails or anything. Nobody has used that line on you yet?
It's kind of happened, but it's not like...
There you go.
I don't know. It's weird because, like, you know, like, I don't know, for women generally, you'll have the spider sense when somebody's just trying to be like, you know, they're just trying to be, you know, shady. They're not really trying to help you just to help you. They want...
They will help you. You'll get the job, though.
No. Like...
You're like, I.
No, because I feel like
You want the job or no? You want the job or no?
I don't know. that seems, you know, somebody made a good point, because I was like, we were talking about this last week with a friend of mine, and because I was like, you know, sometimes you can get really desperate, and when this person is like, oh, can you do cocktails, whatever, and then in your mind you might be like, yo, maybe I should just do it, you know what I mean? Like, how? And then he told me, so if this person, let's say they're married, you think they want the same stuff they get from their wife from you?
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing some other stuff.
Some crazy shit, man.
So
Trust
the
me.
price is too high.
Yeah.
The price is too high. So I'm like, I don't. That's not. Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of like something also that's very common, like just in the job market.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and you know, that's where also there's some segment or some office spaces where you're just walking and they're like, there are no men being hired in this place. What?
Wow.
What do you
really?
mean? Yeah. But you know,
it's that blatant, like in your
no, it's
face.
crazy because like if you see like all the sex scandals that come out right now, it's like between like the super old guys and like super young girls. So like that's how like kind of like the offices are operating in Canada. And that's just the climate. So like in your realm, do you think like just from like the search that you've been looking for, do you think like the papers matter a lot?
I don't. Okay, I think, as I said, it depends on the industry, but for me personally, I feel it's more important that you... Well, I'm not the one doing the hiring, so for the people who are doing the hiring, I'm still trying to understand.
But ideally, where would you want to get a job? UN, an NGO, private sector, government, where?
I've done, you know, I've really thought about this for many years. I've done a lot of, like, sometimes when people ask me, what is your experience? I find it very hard to explain because I've done so many different things. Like, I've worked in so many different fields. I told you I studied international development, and I've worked in engineering and IT. So it's like completely...
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
completely different things. So I find it hard to explain to people. But I know, like, my moving back, one of the reasons I wanted to move back was because I wanted to make an impact. I want to make an impact and create a legacy and contribute to nation building in a positive way, right? And I believe that one of the ways you can do that is through entrepreneurship and business. And also because of where African countries are, Kenya included, Kenya specifically, because that's where I am right now, it's there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of things that people would want to do. I mean, as a diasporan, you've lived in a country that is quote unquote developed, right? So you've seen where developing countries are sort of headed. The trajectory.
You're seeing all the gaps that are there as well, right?
And this is what happens when you travel. You get to see gaps because there are gaps in the West that are, you know what I mean, that are opportunities for people who are here to invest in the West and stuff like that. So I actually really believe in diversification. If you're Kenyan in Kenya and you've lived here, you should definitely travel because the opportunities abroad that you may not have been exposed to, that would allow. Plus, the world is becoming much, much smaller. You know what I mean? So I think it's super important to think outside of the boundaries of where you are. True. So even if for people Africans who live in the diaspora, and you're not trying to move back, maybe you like your life there, whatever the case is, you can still invest outside of those boundaries.
Yeah, just walk around, come travel, see those opportunities and try see where you can actually, the gaps that you're talking about and actually invest in those.
Exactly. And also I think, I think African countries need diverse minds and diverse experiences, leadership, that's just a little bit more diverse, at least to get us to where we want to go, I think. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
Tell that to the government. We have a big suggestion box. So